Hi there. If you're like me, you might be wondering, should I buy the Cycrown Cycrun e-bike? And I made the decision to say yes, and I'll tell you why you should too. After 8 months of experience and ownership of this bike, I'll tell you a little bit about it. First of all, this bike goes 20 miles an hour or 32 kilometers an hour, and I found the range estimates on the website aren't exactly accurate, so I'll say it's about 40 kilometers an hour. I'll put the miles above of going a decent speed. Second of all, the bike comes with a 750 watt, 13 amp hour battery on my model. It comes with a 10 amp hour battery as standard. And that's pretty much it for the specifications. I'm going to make a little note. I don't know if you can see it. You definitely can't see it, but this bike, I have underglow, mirrors, and a bike lock on it that do not come when you buy it. Now, with that out of the way, this bike comes with a great big comfy seat, which does a really nice job of basically soaking up the wear and tear of your ride. And yeah, it does a great job of doing it. I have it ripped on the other side, which kind of degrades performance, but as long as you don't crash or don't rip the seat, you should be fine. And even then, the seat still works very well. Now, other than that, the bike comes with a front and rear light, which do a great job of lighting up the night. The bike rear light actually comes with turn signals, which is handy. Now, this bike comes with a back and rear suspension, front fork and rear shock, dual crown fork, if you wanted to know. They do a pretty good job of doing it. Now, the bike comes with cable brakes, not hydraulic, which I found do stop you very well, but you might not be used to the stopping power, which isn't as good as hydraulic. But I mean, this is a good price bike, good budget bike, so you have to cut costs somewhere. Now, the bike comes with a display. I've moved it into the middle. It usually comes around there to make way for the mirrors. And yeah, I can't show you right now really, but it does a good job. You can see it. The buttons light up at night. It does what you need to do. It shows you your speed and distance and all that. It's pretty good. Basic, but good. And yeah, without that all the way, I'll tell you a little experiences with the bike and why I think you should buy this bike too. First of all, I've ridden this bike in a variety of different weather conditions to rain. I've driven it through a snow puddle, not quite snow, but close enough, and sunshine, and I've charged it through the winter and all that sort of thing, even in the heat too. And so far, the bike has held up. I've even charged it longer than it's supposed to be charged, and the bike has had no issue with that, so I just want to put that out there. Happily so. And yeah, so the bike has proven itself to be actually a very good budget bike. There's nothing too wrong with it. The motor makes some louder noises than some higher priced e-bikes, but I think that would be too expected. And some of them might sound weird, but nothing has really affected performance, so it does a good job of what it should be doing. The battery, the battery range goes down in winter, but that's with all batteries, and I found it's pretty decent now that it's summer again, so that's also not something to worry about. Now, I have, in the description, you've probably seen, I have over 800 kilometers or over 500 miles on this bike. So I've been riding this bike quite a bit, and it does a good job. Now, I've also, this might not be as mechanically related to some of the other observations I make, but this bike also looks really good. That's what I found caught my eye when I was looking for an e-bike, and that's actually why I chose it over some other brand of e-bike that was a bit more expensive, but it just didn't look as good as this one. And I've actually gotten compliments on the bike, or wow, is this your bike? And yeah, it's it's kind of a conversation starter a little bit, so I gotta say the bike looks good. It might be acquired taste and it might look like a Super 73, but I find it's a bit more classy than a Super 73 or some other bikes, with the brown seat. It's not rear leather, but that's to be expected at the price point. Now, that's basically it. Now, I'm going to show you why I like the bike in the next part of the video. So, now that I've talked about the bikes, I think now it's time to show you. And I'm going to do that in 3 points. First of all, I'm going to talk about how comfortable, and I know this is something you can't really see, but I'm going to talk about how comfortable the bike really is. And I apologize for the wind noise if you can hear it. It's kind of windy outside. The bike bike's really comfortable. Honestly, it's kind of a cruiser style bike. You can probably tell from the pictures. And it's comfortable to, like, you know, go decently long distances. On this ride, I've already done 15 kilometers. I'm not sure how many miles that is, but, you know, it's just a comfortable bike to ride. You know, thing to note is actually motorized, that the bike actually accelerates quite gradually, which is actually quite nice if you know you're wanting to have a relaxing ride. But a downside of that is actually that when you're in, like, intersections and stop signs, it kind of you have to kind of pedal to get up to speed quickly. So I mean, there is a downside to that too. Now, the second point, which actually may seem contradictory to you, is that the bike is actually quite agile, you know, comfortable and agile. I mean, it's possible. Think of, you know, car brands and stuff, but this bike, I'd say, it's kind of fun. You know, it works to throw it around. I'll show you right now. There's no cars here, so you know, you can just kind of carve. Although, when doing this, just be sure to use your common sense, of course. You can do this in a bike lane, or there's no bike lane really here, but so I did use the road. But anyways, you know, it's just kind of fun to throw around. You know, you can go up curbs and down curbs, and basically that's it. Now, third of all, the bike gets you places quite cheaply. Like, you know, an electric bike, doesn't use gas, and gas is quite expensive. So, you know, if you want to go to friends' houses or places like that, you know, this bike is a cheaper alternative. And depending on your laws and regulations, you might not even have to be old enough to have a car or anything, and it's just using your e-bike. You know, has a far enough range. I'm guessing it's probably about 40 kilometers. Definitely not as long as it says on the websites and stuff, but it does get you a decent amount. And although actually here I might note that in colder weather, battery performance does actually go down, so that is something to worry about. But it should go back up in the summer, and I've gone through a winter with this bike, and I have noticed that the bike's performance has gone down a little bit, but it seems to be decent. I haven't really taken it for any long bike rides, but you know, it seems to be decent now that it's summer. And yeah, with all that out of the way, I think I'm gonna end the YouTube video here. So honestly, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. If you don't want to, I totally understand. I don't subscribe to every YouTube channel I watch either. So have a great day, and yeah, that's it.